Hi everyone, this is Dr. Madhuri from Team NDS Conquer. So this is the continuation of the protein metabolism applied aspects. So I have mentioned very interesting applied aspects in the protein metabolism. So you can write this applied aspects, few of the applied aspects in your exam. So coming to the aspartate transaminase or SGOT, this is normal levels is very important. So this is high in myocardium and in the liver cells. Then alanine transaminase enzyme, this the normal activity will be of 3 to 15 IU per L, and this in acute viral hepatitis it can be increased, and the peak level can be increased in jaundice. Then hyperammonemia, this is the normal level, that is 40 to 70 micrograms, and this hyperammonemia may be acquired or inherited. Here there will be ammonia, there will be toxic accumulation, that means it is not synthesized in the liver, so there will be increased brain toxicity. So see, these are the symptoms as a result of few medications also and conditions also, like liver failure. So dehydration, lethargy, increased respirations, reduced muscle strength, and babies for the large fontanelles or the hyperammonia side effects. So inherited hyperam maybe type 1, it is a familial disorder. This the enzyme deficiency is of carbamide P synthase. And here the clinical features will be ammonia toxicity features only. So this ammonia used for synthesis of glutamate and glutamine and excreted in the urine and also this urea. Then these are the symptoms of hyperammonemia: general symptoms, muscular symptoms, and central symptoms, eyes, pulmonary symptoms, and liver symptoms. You can mention few of the symptoms. Then hyperammonemia 2 or orthonemia, it is also called as orthonemia. It is a X-linked inheritance. Deficiency is with ornithine transcarbamylase, and it is also called as ornithinemia. So this here you can see the mental retardation also along with this hyperammonemia and ammonia toxicity. And in the diagnosis, you can see the increased level of glutamine. Then coming to the citrullinemia, it is a autosomal recessive and the enzyme deficient will be your arginosuccinate synthase. So this is the citrullinemia. So here this protein from the food and protein from the muscles form the amino acids which gives energy and excretion into and forms ammonia. This ammonia will go through this ASAS enzyme and forms urea and should go into the urine. But here in the citrullinemia, here this enzyme is absent, it will build up ammonia and it causes the health problems. Clinically, patients will have hyperammonemia, ammonia toxicity, and mental retardation. And if you take the arginosuccinic aciduria, and here the inheritance will be of autosomal recessive and enzyme deficiency will be of your arginosuccinase. Then clinically, the patient will have a hyperammonemia and ammonia toxicity, mental retardation, and trichorhexis nodosa. This breakage of the hair shaft can be seen. Elevated level of arginosuccinate in the blood, CSF, and urine can be seen biochemically. Then hyperarginemia, enzyme deficiency will be of arginase, and elevated levels of arginine can be seen. Urine, you'll see the increased excretion of lysine, cysteine, ornithine, and the arginine. Then glutamine, normal CSF range, and in the cirrhosis of liver, in hepatic failure, and if it is greater than 40, it causes the hepatic failure. So these are the important points regarding the glutamine. Then gamma, it is a normal regulator of GABA. It is a normal regulator of neuronal activity. In this basics deficiency, formation of GABA is there, then there will be of neuronal hyperexcitability and convulsions can be seen. Then phenylketonuria, here it is also an inherited disorder with the enzyme deficiency of phenylalanine hydroxylase. Here as phenylalanine hydroxylase is not present, this tyrosine is not formed, so which leads to the phenylketonuria. And this accumulation of phenylalanine leads to defective in serotonin formation and impairs the melanin synthesis. The child will be of mentally retarded and will have a seizure, psychosis, and eczema. So these are the symptoms of phenylketonuria. You can mention few of them. Then diagnosis is the estimation of plasma phenylalanine level, and blood you will see the increased levels of phenylalanine, and urine also there will be excretion of phenylalanine, phenyl pyruvic acid, and phenyl lactic acid, and have a mossy odor. Then treatment with giving the diet with a very low levels of phenylalanine. Then alkaptonuria, this is the autosomal recessive and lack of the enzyme homogentisate oxidase. It accumulates in the tissues, blood, and urine. Even you can see the discoloration of the teeth, and the urine is converted into black colored urine if it gets for some time. Then ochronosis in the long standing cases, generalized pigmentation of connective tissue, and this will deposit into the joints and causes the ochronosis, okay, with the narrowing of the disc spaces in the spine. Then tyrosinemia type 1, it also called as a tyrosinosis, enzyme deficiency, fumarate acetoacetate hydrolase, and mallyl acetoacetate isomerase. Then here you can see this succinyl acetone buildup is seen in this tyrosinemia type 1. Then acute tyrosinosis exhibit diarrhea, vomiting, and cabbage-like odor, and infants die from the liver failure. And in chronic tyrosinosis, in both plasma tyrosinosin levels are elevated, and treatment will be of a diet low in phenylalanine and the tyrosine, and sometimes also low in methionine diet should be provided to the child. Then tyrosinemia type 2, it is also called as a Richner-Hanhart syndrome. Here the clinical findings and this lack of hepatic transaminase is seen. Findings will be mental retardation and skin lesions can be seen. And neonatal tyrosinemia, enzyme deficiencies of phenyl pyruvate hydroxylase. Albinism, here this is characterized by hypomelanosis. Oculocutaneous albinism can be seen, or only ocular albinism. Since this is oculocutaneous, this is only ocular albinism. Cystinuria, here the excretion of cystine in urine will increase 20 to 30 times of the normal. This is because of a defect in reabsorption of the amino acid and complication formation of the cystine caliculi. Then cystinosis defect is due to enzyme cystine reductase, and it is of three types, that it occurs in children, juvenile type, and the adult type. So homocystinuria type 1, it is also called as a classical type because of the deficiency of the enzyme cystathionine synthetase, and this is the clinical features which includes mental retardation, Charlie Chaplin gait, hepatomegaly, and skeletal deformities like ectopia lentis. This is homocystinuria type 2 and type 3. Here this is because of N5-methyl tetrahydrofolate homocysteine methyl transferase deficiency. This is because of N5-N10-methyl tetrahydrofolate reductase deficiency. Okay, the clinical features will be of mental retardation, and this is of no ectopia lentis or thromic episodes are seen. Here also the no ectopic lentis or tropic episodes are seen, which are seen in the type 1 homocystinuria. Then coming to the glycinuria, it is because of the defect in renal tubular reabsorption, and it will have a tendency of formation of oxalate stones in the kidney. Then primary hyperoxaluria, defect is impaired oxidation of glycooxylate to form it. Then Hartnup disease, because of the impaired transport of proteins, patients will have mental retardation, cerebral ataxia, and pellagra like skin rash. You can see here. Then hyperprolinemias like type 1 enzyme deficiency, type 2 is because of the metabolic defect. Then maple syrup urine disease, enzyme defect will be ketoacid decarboxylase, and this clinical features, infant does not take feed, lethargy, extensive brain damage. And these are the features of this maple syrup urine disease. In the urine has a characteristic odor which resembles the maple syrup or burnt sugar, and in blood and urine, leucine, isoleucine, valine, and their corresponding alpha keto acids will get elevated. This is very important. Protein, energy, malnutrition. These are the features of the Kwashiorkor here. You can see this Kwashiorkor tail and this marasmus tail. And here the insufficient take of protein, whereas here the deficiency of proteins and carbohydrates and fats. So here the weight gain will be there. Here weight loss will be there. Hair loss, edema will be there. So coming to amyloidosis, type A, B, and C are seen. So these are the features of the amyloidosis. Enlarged tongue is very important feature. Then porphyria, there are two types of porphyria, erythropoietic porphyria and hepatic porphyria. So in this, pigmentation of the skin and teeth can be seen, and along with these are the important clinical features of porphyrias. So these are many applied aspects are mentioned here, right? So you in these applied aspects, the important things will be like your Kwashiorkor, marasmus, amyloidosis, and porphyrias. So these 4 to 5 things should be written in detail, and other they can even mention, you can mention the names of those deficiencies. Okay, these are the references of this video. Hope this video is useful for you. Thank you guys. Stay positive.